You ready, Lo? All right.
Have the best day of your life. Welcome.
Away with you, girl.
Welcome to a Wednesday on episode 154 of
Sorry.
Sleeping Over Here.
Crackdowns with Keith with Dancer Lily.
Dancer
and
Lily.
Yes, Kristen.
That is a Dua Lipa, who is a tall drink of something else.
And DaBaby.
And DaBaby. But Dua Lipa is her given name.
Yeah.
She's Albanian. She's from London, though. She's an Albanian family, but she grew up in London. She's British.
That's weird.
She's tall, 5'8".
Weird name.
She's a tall one. Anyways, that's her doing some songs, doing some levitating with DaBaby, which is a ridiculous name.
It is.
What would be your nonsense name? Do you have one?
DeBiston.
DeBiston. All right, there you go. So we're here today.
Donkey.
Lily says
Donkey.
she's done with school. She has been reading for the last half an hour, just becoming smarter. After she did some laundry, she's doing all the best things as a child could do. And now she's here to help guide us and dance with us and just be near us as we make this cocktail. And she's just going to keep walking around looking cool the whole time. So we made a drink the other day that was okay to taste, but Kristen was like, "It's kind of a boring drink." You remember the name of it?
The Crow.
Yeah, the Crow. I mean, it sounded like it could have had high hopes to be something much better. And it was just like, nah.
Yeah. It's alright.
And then wasn't it whiskey and lemon juice or something?
Whiskey, lemon juice, and grenadine.
Yeah, it was kind of a waste of all those things.
Do you remember what episode it is?
Right now?
154.
Yeah, because Uncle Ray just said 154 for the thing, and then just an emoji of him just going like...
Yeah, face palm.
Exactly. He's always just like, I can't believe this, which is kind of funny. So, can't believe the show's still going. Now, Lily and I this morning I was showing her how yesterday I was watching episode 31.
31.
Which was on Cinco de Mayo when Lily and I were dressed up and we were making a margarita. And then we went back and watched a couple other ones. We watched The Bee's Knees when I was dressed as a bee. That was episode what, Lily? Do you remember?
8?
8.
That's ridiculous.
April 8th, episode 8. 1 million years ago we did that. Anyway, so we've been having a fun last 24 hours. Don't knock that down, Lil. So, boring drink the other day. Better drinks on the way today, I hope. Lily's playing director and doing things, whatever she wants. But, so, if you think about the full gamut of things that are included in this, would you prefer to eat only seafood or only meats?
Meat.
Now, I think that the answer most people would say off the top of their head is
probably
meats. But, like for you, for example, obviously you love the seafoods. That means you can't have any lobsters, you can't have any oysters, you can't have any fish, you can't have any fish sandwiches, you can't have any shrimp, you can't have any sushi, you can't have your crab cakes Benedict. So, I mean, again, obviously I still think the answer is meat. I think
as far... Just because I cook a lot...
I said only seafood because no sushi.
Because I cook a lot, I think it's easier to cook meats than it is to cook some seafoods.
Yeah, delicate.
Well, seafoods all, like, you know, have a specific way of being cooked. Like, you can't... Like, you can roast any meat. You know what I mean?
You can roast
but, like, you can't, like, roast certain fishes. Or,
yes, you can.
I guess you kind of could, but...
I can roast sushi for 5 minutes. Make it
I think purely just because of the breakfast aspect.
Right, like seafood.
Breakfast aspect, I'm going to go with meat. Purely for the breakfast aspect. The rest of the day I could get by with still seafood being a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
But I'd need more choices for breakfast. You okay? You awake with us today?
I need more coffee.
You need to be awake and alive.
Can you make me a coffee, love?
So,
wait, want some sunglasses?
No, love.
now, Lily, so Lily, leave that down. We're going to do the show, so either be back there and stay there or come over here.
And get me a coffee.
Okay?
Can you go make me a coffee?
There's no coffee left.
Really?
Yeah, I drank it all.
Ugh, bummer.
What do you think this is?
Wait, you can't
No, not right now. So so yellow. We're in the when you're in the dungeon all day. I'm drinking the coffee.
Okay. Anyway.
So Kristen's not really with it today. So we'll see what happens. I had high hopes for today. So then tell everyone what drink you are so excited to make today.
I was excited until you started yelling at me.
Well, you're gonna get yelled at.
Gonna make a Sazerac.
We are making one of the most classic of cocktails, which only took us till episode 154 to do.
Old school drinks. We got
You like the fleur-de-lis?
2 ounces of rye whiskey, Rittenhouse rye, which is like the highest proof we can find.
It's a good one.
1 sugar cube. Boop. 3 dashes of the Peychaud's bitters, because this is from Nolans. And an absinthe rinse.
So we're going to have fun on this and see how this goes.
You garnish with a lemon peel too.
Right. Purely decorative. So Kristen is going to start building this from the very, very beginning.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about it first.
Tell a little bit about this
Then I will
drink.
build
Lil, put on any music
drink.
you want. Volume 3.
Anyway.
What's that?
Let me hit you with some knowledge.
Now I'm going to learn something.
The Sazerac cocktail is often credited to the apothecarian Antoine Peychaud and being created at his shop around 1830. 1830. Like pre-Civil War.
Like, there's been times when people are always like, oh, do all these, like, you know, pre-prohibition drinks and things like that. 1900. This thing was like
100 years
like
before
almost,
Prohibition.
almost 200 years old that they started mixing around and playing with this. And this guy, Peychaud, was a Haitian pharmacist.
You're a Haitian pharmacist.
Which came to Nolans back in the day. We went over this and when we first discussed this back in a drink back in the day. Because he had a pharmacy and then there was something open up down the street on Royal Street. The Royale cheese. And then his family bought this so he could actually own it.
Yeah.
So this is a guy who's been
That's
doing
my
this.
Halloween costume. The Haitian pharmacist.
If someone suggests that, that'd be a better one.
No, it'd be great though. Anyway, accredited to this Peychaud guy at his shop around 1830 as a mixture of brandy and his own bitters, hence the Peychaud's bitters. The cocktail was made famous at the Exchange Coffee House with a type of cognac called Sazerac du Forge et Fil. I don't know, it's like French.
I think it's the finest original is what it means.
Really?
Yeah.
Later called the Sazerac Coffee House.
Sazerac, yeah. So basically, this guy was making his cocktail there. There was change of ownership in that coffee house and whatnot. But basically, he was already making it with this cognac. So the cocktail was originally made with cognac, and then in 1870 or so, when this European vineyard issue with the bugs,
We said ice, then absinthe.
Yeah, ice and absinthe.
Ice and absinthe.
That so many of the
Oh,
cognac.
yeah, tell us about that. Actually, I didn't. You taught me that.
There was
yesterday.
this epidemic of vineyards that was ruined in France. So a lot of the cognac that was being made in the mid to late 1800s was ruined. So therefore, people started going with the oldest American whiskey they could get, which was rye.
Yeah, apparently all the bugs were eating.
All the bugs were ruining it, and you really can't do much about it. It's just when it happens, you're screwed unless you like graft pieces of it to new plants. So they switched over from being cognac as the purest form. Now you have people that want to make it half and half, sometimes cognac, sometimes a little bit of rye. Also, there's people whose palate prefers the sweetness, so they say, let me go with bourbon sweet whiskey. So let's do a half an ounce each of this in here. So we're going to do an absinthe rinse. So basically, she iced the glasses, which we usually do when we're making our cocktail. So we're going to chill the glass, right? She's going to pour a little bit of the absinthe in there. We're just going to let it sit while we build the rest of the cocktail. It's going to build a little bit of the aroma in there. It's going to coat the glass. We're going to discard it afterwards. It's still serving its purpose here right now. Yikes, that one came out fast.
I tried to do it better that time, and I messed that one up. I'm covered in absinthe.
I'm pretty sure your name is Kristen, but I'm going to ask if you're Jackie.
I forgot how much I hate absinthe.
So anyway, it's just the new pourers on
the
there.
Phloxera bug?
That's it. Yeah, that's that bug.
Knowledge.
It looks like the butterfly thing from like Silence of the Lambs. That kind of bothers people. But anyway, so we leave this here, which is going around and being nicely in there, coating this glass with a rinse. And then she builds the drink. You actually did that all wrong, so you gotta take that out. You gotta muddle the sugar first with bitters.
Yeah.
So basically what we're doing, we're building the drinks. Depending on where you go on this, if you went to the Roosevelt Hotel in Nolens, they would actually be making it in 2 rocks glasses on its own. They wouldn't even use a mixing glass on the side. They would mix it on the side over here. But because of our purposes here, we're doing this.
3 dashes better.
So do 6.
And remember when we learned dashes?
A drop is about...
A dash is about 6
to 8.
drops.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is actually still, it's considered to be the most popular. Now we made the Vieux Carré.
The Vieux Carré.
Before, which really means like the old quarter or the French quarter back in the day. But this is the most popular of all the New Orleans cocktails. The Senator Edwin Murray in 2008 went to the state and said he wanted to make this the official. So now you do that. Now you're gonna put in
ice.
Now you're gonna put in the rye. And now we're doing this all first so it doesn't get too diluted. Right, so we're going to do this now. Right. Then we're going to add the ice, and then she's going to stir it. But anyway, he went to the state and said he wanted to make the Sazerac the official cocktail of Louisiana. And he went that in March 2008. They shot it down in April 2008. But then by June, they said, you know what? It's the official cocktail of New Orleans, not Louisiana. I don't know what the heck would possibly be better in Louisiana. Some trash cocktail? I mean, no offense to Louisiana.
Trash cocktails.
I don't know. I don't know what it would be. I don't know. But basically, Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray did it. So this glass, so the cocktail is purely built here. So now she's going to ice it, right? So
I got it
put in a nice amount of ice in there. And then you want to stir this. Now at the Sazerac bar inside this Roosevelt Hotel down in Nolens.
Sorry.
They would say when you build this,
they will come.
You got to stir this at least 25 times.
25
seconds.
Oh,
that's all, you know? And just keep going this because you really want to make sure you get the sugar incorporated. Because
hurricane.
Every other time, maybe that makes sense. Every other time.
You make a solid point, Mr.
Yeah,
Sazerac.
but the hurricane's for the babies, Jordan. You're a man now. You can drink this drink. He's a man. He had a beard. He never had a beard. Jordan never had a beard.
He can't grow a beard.
He did have had a beard. But on the show and really overall, every time we have anything that has any syrup or sugar in it, you want to make sure you usually shake it to really, truly dilute it. This one, you're stirring it, so you want to stir it enough to truly get it in there. Now, I think we're going to be all right here. I'm really excited about this. This is literally the oldest cocktail we've made on the show.
I'm excited for you.
But I've never had it before. So I assume it's going to be potent.
I haven't had it because I don't like absinthe. Absinthe is
but did you like the Corpse Reviver? I'm pretty sure the answer was yep.
I did like the Corpse Reviver.
And so there you go. So I think we're good here.
Swash that around.
I think we're good here.
And so you just serve this straight up? We don't put more ice on it?
Nope. Straight up.
That's why we want to chill it a lot right here.
Now, another interesting fact is when this cocktail was first made by this Peychaud guy, he would build a glass here, build it in here, and served it in pretty much a little egg cocktail glass, which is where it was called like the cocktail, which is where they believe the word cocktail came from.
Really?
Yeah, it was in a little.
So this might be the original cocktail.
Could essentially.
Ray was asking, are there any older cocktails? I don't think there are.
I don't know if there
really
are.
It.
We haven't found one. Oh, that's good. You're good. You're beyond
Sorry.
good.
This is really fun to do once you get a hang of it.
Now this smells beautiful because I think the absinthe smells awesome.
No.
Look at that.
I mean, this is a cocktail.
This is a cocktail in the purest form. Now it's quite medicinal, as Peychaud would have actually expected back in the day.
Tis. So we're not supposed to put this inside, right?
No, I want you to express the oils.
Yeah.
And then we're going to just garnish it. It's purely decorative. Yeah, so a little bit of, even though she's squeezing it and you're thinking nothing's happening, there are oils that are truly coming out.
No, you can see it like...
It does happen.
Going around.
And then now...
We don't want to do a little swifty swap?
Yeah, around the edge, around the rim. No, around the rim, around the rim.
Yeah. Oh,
just rim that whole thing and then purely make it pretty for someone.
Oh, we're pretty.
This is what's going to make someone pay $27.95 for this. Some New York City bar.
Myself.
That's the way you do it.
All right. Look at that.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
You excited?
I think I am excited.
Okay. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, we need to keep finding these old cocktails like this. Now, in 1912 or so, I think maybe it was 1907 when absinthe was originally banned because they either called it the Green Fairy for hallucinating or Black Death because it tasted like licorice.
Like black.
They eventually tried to find other ways around this, and they used something else called Herb Saint, which was kind of an absinthe spin-off that they would spray in there. So, and Ray, at this point, I'm surprised he hasn't shipped it to me, is going to send us a little one of these spray bottles that you could spray your absinthe inside.
Ooh.
By the way, Ray did not say he was going to get me one, but he told me I need one today. Therefore,
it should be arriving probably.
So, I'm just going to put this off to the second. Now, again, it's a pure little cocktail. Like this seems like you're having. And by the way, we're also in our
crawfish
glasses.
Talk about New Orleans.
Doesn't it smell great
this
though?
This thing is totally my way.
It smells awesome, right?
It does.
So it's obviously
it's very basic.
It's a boozy drink, right? But it's not like rye by itself. If I give you a glass of rye, you'd be like, nah. But
the other things definitely
this way, now you can really taste a lot of the bitters. Like the bitters are a really strong flavor in this. But because this is served straight up like this,
they're huge glasses. They're not. It's a small amount of alcohol. It's only 2 ounces.
But you still got about
really.
3 ounces of booze in there, right? And
2.5.
Well, I'm saying after the ice and dilution.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah, whatever. So you're not going to crush this thing in a second. So you'd sip at this, you'd chat, you'd have a nice conversation somewhere. I mean, this is a nice cocktail. I like this. I'm not going to give it like an insane score.
It's a little harsh.
I mean, it does feel like it's cleansing a lot of my life when I drink this. Like a pharmacist obviously made this.
I mean, the whole anise black licorice flavor is kind of a medicinal, I think, flavor.
Not only that, it's the bitters.
Well, the Peychaud's bitters are kind of anise flavored anyway.
I mean, the bitters are, I don't know, strong, but I'd still give it.
The key is because the sugar cube is like slightly dissolved in it. It offsets the harshness of the rye and the bitterness of the bitters.
Now, some of the other bartenders that would make this in this day and age may not put the sugar cube in there, and they might just put in some simple syrup. And then it's already broken down. Mm-hmm. So there you get your sugar that way. But again, we're talking like a little, it could be the difference between you thinking this is a little bit strong and being sweet enough to cut through it. But every time Kristen takes a sip, maybe we should have this when you have a cold or something. This is for you. I mean, what do you think of this? What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it points for historical significance. Is that cool?
Sure. I mean,
how about I give two scores. One is a flavor profile score and one is overall score including historical significance. I like history things. This has got a bunch of it. It's got a cool name. There's
obviously,
a Z in it.
Eddie Murray loved it.
Eddie Murphy also
Eddie
loves
Murphy.
it. Flavor wise, I'm gonna give it like a 6.2.
Okay.
Because I like rye. It's not too absinthe because I don't like the black licorice, but I think it's a kind of punch in the face, but it's supposed to be. So 6.2 for flavor. I'm going to give it a 7.5 for the historical significance of it, though.
There's supposed to be better history than this?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you're going to get a 7.5
It's a
overall.
blend score.
Right.
Because it gets like a 9. I need to research it more. I know you did a bunch of research, but I like my research.
There's a lot on this one. This is one you could definitely learn about and know about. This, I'm going to give it an 8.3, and the reason why...
Historical significance?
No, because I appreciate the effort and, the history of it, but it feels like I'm having a cocktail. I feel like this is...
It's reminiscent of like a Manhattan.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm going to give it an 8.3. I mean...
I think it'd be interesting to taste it as a cognac one, too. But it would,
Yeah, and if you had it in the bourbon one, you're going to think a totally different thing, too. Right? And so... Mm-hmm. We could have made a cognac one. We could still make a cognac one.
How long has it been made with rye? Since the cognac?
Since 1870. approximately 1870. So
Okay.
it's still a gazillion years as a rye cocktail.
Because the cognac bugs came out then.
The cognac bugs.
Do you think Eddie Money would like it?
Eddie Money now.
Mike said
2 tickets to paradise.
that. 2 tickets to Sazerac.
Did I ever sing that song?
I don't know, probably.
I'm trying to think if I sang it.
No, what's the other Eddie Money song that I sang in karaoke?
Take Me Home Tonight?
Yeah.
Take me home tonight.
Ugh, that was a long time ago. Yeah. Interesting little
It's a good cocktail.
event we got going.
It's a nice Wednesday, get you through the day. It's Nolans, which everything. What's your favorite thing?
Absolutely thought it was Thursday.
What's your
today.
favorite thing about Nolans?
The food, the music,
Well, you just pick 2 things.
the architecture,
The hurricanes.
the drinks, the 4-for-1 happy hours.
The dance places. It's 3 for 1, and the dance places that exist on Bourbon Street.
Did I dance on Bourbon Street?
Other people did for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Code. Speaking
the
of code.
dance.
They're the dancers. We're the
I remember
dancers.
that.
I remember everything. Anyway, so yeah, it's a great
The
day.
oysters that are the size of your fist.
They do have the
Choke
Gulf. The
down.
Gulf oysters are quite ridiculous, and if you go to those places and you say you want some oysters, be prepared to potentially choke.
Which place is that?
Temptation? No,
Desire.
Desire. Yeah. Why is it named Desire?
I'm sure there's a reason.
Tennessee Williams.
I don't know. Okay.
It's a streetcar named Desire.
Ah, yes.
That's where he was writing it.
Gotta love a streetcar.
New Orleans. Jordan went there and got married.
I know.
Then he went there and named his kid Nola.
And his dog, Razoo.
He loves that place.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you have a fleur-de-lis tattoo? Of all things.
Of all things, you totally should.
Instead of that goofy thing you have on your shoulder.
He says that he likes the smell the most.
Oh, yeah, it smells like heaven.
It's so
You
gross.
gotta leave the street a little bit
Ugh.
just to get something else more refreshing. I think I like the music aspect because everywhere you go, there's some live music. So
Probably
you
like the
always-
food the most.
The food's great too, but what about some beignets?
I do like a good beignet. Beignet.
Lily needs to go get a beignet.
I don't know. She'd like New Orleans.
All right,
What else we got?
that's all I got. Unless someone else has a question for us, we're good. We've had a heck of a day and we're moving on.
Yeah. Lily, do you want to sign off?
Bye.
She just says bye from the corner. Peace out.
Well, Kristen, you can say goodbye to these lovely people.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Stay safe.
Drink.
Drink up. Goodbye.